So, no sooner had I put out a video a couple days ago at this point saying I still think Solana is potentially a good investment, and I look and see Solana is up 30%. I'm like, what on earth? What on earth is prompting this? So I do a little noodling around and I find out that there's a new meme coin called Bonk that was produced on the Solana network. Bonk is it's a meme coin similar to like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu. And I see it's gone up something like 5,000% in the last 2 weeks. It was produced on Christmas Eve, and it's been going parabolic. Now, the question that I see a lot of people asking, there's a lot of videos out about it already. They're saying, should you buy it? Is it a pump and dump? Well, it's probably a pump and dump. Why is it shooting up through the roof? They airdropped, I think it was either 500,000 or 5 million of them. There's something like 2 trillion in circulation, but they airdropped a whole bunch right from the jump to most of the big creators on the Solana network. So that gave it a lot of push right out of the gate. And meme coins have a life of their own. Is it a pump and dump? If it's a pump and dump, I'm all for it. The key word in pump and dump is pump. Just don't make sure that if you buy into something. I'll be full disclosure. I was looking to buy it myself. Had it been a little easier to buy, I would have already bought a little. With stuff like this, you got to be a little cautious. But it's worth putting whatever you can afford to lose, $50, $100 down, just to see what happens. Because these pump and dump, even if it's a pump and dump, again, the key word is pump. These things take on a life of their own. Shiba Inu, if you got in while it was still, frothing, you would have made a lot of money. I had a friend who bought a couple $100 worth of Shiba Inu, turned around, it was worth $4 or $5 grand. That's what happens in crypto for a couple different reasons. First of all, in regular investing, you have what is known as the momentum play. There's a whole bunch of times where I've made decent money just because something is going up and I bought it as it was going up. And you just wait. Investors have a tendency to oversell things when things are going down. You have the phenomenon of oversold, but they also have a tendency to overbuy. So even if it's a pump and dump, as long as you take profits and you don't, put a fortune into it, you just put a little bit of fun money into it, you can make a little bit of money, have yourself a nice little weekend. I was actually looking to buy it already. I looked at the place to purchase it was the Orca exchange on the Solana network. And I hooked up a Phantom wallet. Had I figured out the mechanics of it, it's still early yet. I'll take another look at it. Figured out the mechanics of it, I would have already bought some. But for some reason, I couldn't hook up the Phantom wallet, and I was having trouble getting the Solana and transferring the funds. So I was having a little trouble figuring out. I'll take another look at it. It's possible I'll have some by this weekend. There's no harm in putting a little, in seeing something is shooting up through the roof and then putting a little money down, even if technically the people behind it are doing a pump and dump. Okay, how momentum plays work is, first of all, I found out about on CoinGecko. If you ever go to CoinGecko, you will see, as soon as you look at the search bar, they will tell you the top trending coins. And for the last 4 or 5 days, Bonk has been the top of the top trending coins. And it's been going up something like yesterday, I think it was 200%, the day before that, 300%. Now there's some sell-off, which you would expect, down something like 40%. But it shot up, some absurd amount in the last couple of weeks, something like 5,000%. So if you put any amount of money, you'll make a good amount of money. As long as you sell, pump and dump is fine with me. As long as I sell some and take profits before they dump, that's all. And then there's the other part of the phenomenon is that, originally Dogecoin was put down as a joke. I bought 1 million Doge for $60, 1 million for $60 a long time ago. Had I still had access to the funds, I would have made a fortune off of that. It's still possible that I might, but I have to, I'm not sure if it was in an exchange that went bankrupt, that went down, and I didn't notice that it was gone for a long time. But anywho, so with the meme coin, the name of the game is it's like a momentum play. There's a rumor out here, and I haven't investigated the rumor, but there's a rumor that it will be picked up by Binance. If it gets picked up by Binance, then you've got another 200, 300, 400% easily. because there's a lot of people who will buy in just by virtue of the fact that it's, picked up on a major exchange like that. So, there's, as long as you are careful with meme coins and the things that people call scam, it's not technically a scam. It's something that people put together for fun and to generate interest in Solana. Backs up exactly what I was saying. Solana is still potentially a really good investment. Why? Because the network is still being used by a lot of people. It is the second fastest growing network in terms of daily active users. It may even be the first. And that has not changed. And that is where the value in the project, in the overall project, comes from. Some of the other things that have a lot of active users that you want to take a good look at is Polygon and Phantom. And, a couple of these layer ones have pretty decent size networks. And even the ones that don't, Cardano, for part of the reason why the Cardano coin has not done such exciting things is because there's not a lot of activity on the Cardano coin. But that could change. That's the thing you have to keep in the back of your mind with the layer one. If the technology is there and they have solved some aspect of the trilemma, I won't go into the trilemma in this video, everyone should know what that is. If they've solved some aspect, usually that's the case with some sort of big name project that you've heard of. Usually the reason you've heard of it's not a meme coin. The economics of a meme coin are different, but the name of the game is still the same. It's popularity. And if there is a motivated community behind it pumping the thing up, that thing still could have life based on that. Think of a meme coin as like the Kim Kardashian of, cryptocurrencies. And that's a knock on it, sort of, but Kim Kardashian makes a lot of money last time I looked. So it's not really a knock on it. Yeah, it's not a high-tech, but it's not a really innovative project, and there's not necessarily any logical reason for the value. But if you've got a motivated community behind it, just because they like the picture of the dog or whatever, and that community can pump that coin and it can actually do fun things. Obviously, it's not something you should invest your whole portfolio into. It should be a small little part of your portfolio, but you can still make decent money off of these things. And there's no reason not to, but like I said, with something like Bonk, right now it is shooting up. When things are shooting up, they have a tendency to just based off of momentum, get way overbought. To shock everybody with how fast they move. If it goes on Binance, it could go up another 300-400%, could go up another 1,000%. It's not out of the question. The thing to always keep in the back of your mind with these cryptocurrencies is it's very different from momentum plays in stocks. Why? Because you're going to have fear of missing out. Everybody who's involved is going to have heard of this coin within 2 or 3 weeks, right? If this is your first time hearing of it now, a month from now, everyone will have heard of it, just like Shiba Inu, or 3 months from now. By the time everybody has heard of it, you've probably missed the run-up, okay? But at the beginning stages where not that many people have heard of it, the run-up could potentially be parabolic. Why? Because the momentum builds on itself. So it gets put on Binance, then it shoots up another 400,000%. Then a whole bunch of people get more interested in it. And the key is why these momentum plays are so potentially lucrative in crypto is the market cap is what it's starting out as so minuscule. Right now, as of right now, it's less than 100 million, which means it has a lot of upside, crazy amount of upside. Yes, ultimately it's a meme coin. So that means it's not built on any innovative, it's not problem solving, it's not built on any technology. It's basically just built on hype. But that's why you put a little bit of money in and you go, let's see how far the hype and the momentum carries me. Because it can carry you pretty darn far. In the case of Shiba Inu, like I said, I know somebody who put a couple $100 down, turned around, it was $5,000. Just like that. Just like that, within a month, something like that. Because for a while, Shiba Inu was going through the roof. I forget the exact reason. I think Elon Musk might have put out a picture of Shiba Inu on Twitter, and that's what sparked the original run-up or something like that. I don't know. I heard of Shiba Inu late in the game. But if you hear about these things early, so far, no, there's only a rumor that Binance might start covering it. Binance covers it, then it could go to Coinbase, then Uphold, then Robinhood. If it starts showing up on different exchanges, each time it shows up on an exchange, there could be another 200% run-up. That's how these things work. Why? Because the market cap it's starting out is so small. And anyways, the point of the matter is it totally backs up what I was saying about Solana. Solana is potentially still a very lucrative investment. Why? Because it still has a huge community. And that community is committed to Solana, and that's a lot of innovators on that community, and there's a lot of daily active users. So I don't think Solana is going anywhere anytime soon. I don't think Solana is going under. You'll hear people saying that, but these people are kind of ridiculous. They don't know how value is created in coins. As of right now, how value is really created is how many people are using the project. What does the network look like? Is it getting built up, and is it getting built up fast? It's the same thing with meme coins too, by the way. It's how many people are buying into the coin. You look at the daily active users, you look up how many people are following it on Twitter, things like that. That's where the real run-ups come from. Activity. In the case of the layer ones, the activity is projects being built on the platform. If any of those projects start to become really popular, that can really move the needle. So you should, I'll go into a whole thing on layer ones in videos to come. But in the meantime, take a good look at Bonk. I probably will get a little for myself before the end of the weekend if I figure out how to get it on Orca. A lot of these decentralized exchanges, not all of a sudden they're varying degrees of user friendly. If they become really user friendly, they'll be the best thing in town. But they're not always that easy to figure out exactly how you're doing it. For some mysterious reason, I still haven't been able to connect with the Orca exchange and hook up the Phantom wallet, but I could probably figure that out tomorrow, the next day, and then I'll be grabbing a little bit of Bonk myself, seeing how far it flies. You're not going to get rich off of it necessarily, but could be a little bit of fun money for a fun weekend in coming by February. So there you have it, kids. That is all. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Bye, bye, bye.